Good evening. Welcome to the City of Warren Planning Commission meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What's wrong?
What is it?
Mary, do we need a mic check? Okay. Okay. All right, let's, should I wait? Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a few technical difficulties we're working out at this time. Bear with us. Thank you. We're good? Okay, then, very good. Item number 3, roll call.
Commissioner Ansar? Commissioner Duze?
Present.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Present.
Commissioner Hawk?
Present.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Present.
Commissioner Mori is present. Commissioner Banecki? Commissioner Smith?
Present. We need a
Mr. Chair,
motion to, oh, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, if I
Yes,
may,
sir.
I'd like to make a motion that we excuse the two absent commissioners, both Bernacki and Mr. Ansar.
Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
That was a motion by Commissioner Duze, supported by Commissioner Halawadi, to excuse Commissioner Ansar and Commissioner Banecki. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 4, approval of the agenda.
Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
That was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Approval of the minutes of October 6, 2025.
Commissioner Chowdhury approve the minutes.
Dujay, second.
That was a motion by Commissioner Chowdhury, supported by Commissioner Duze. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I believe I see one of our ex-officios out here this evening. Councilman Noonan, welcome to the meeting, sir. All right. Public hearing items. Item number 6A.
Item number 6A, Active Mobility Plan, second public hearing. The City of Warren, with assistance from the Greenway Collaboration, Inc., prepared a subplan to the 2021 master plan pursuant to the Michigan Planning Enabling Act. the Greenway Collaboration, Inc. presented this plan to the Planning Commission on October 6, 2025. The purpose of this plan is to identify barriers, highlight opportunities, and recommend solutions that make walking, biking, and rolling safe and enjoyable for all residents of Warren. The draft plan can be accessible online at https://walkbike.info/warren/ and on the Planning Department website at https://www.cityofwarren.org/departments/planning-department, City of Warren. Norman Cox, PLA, ASLA, and Caroline Perdue Home, PLA, ALSA, the Greenway Collaboration, Inc., PANAP 250001. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Is the representative here this evening? Can you come up to the mic, please? Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
You want to tell us a little bit more about your project?
We have had it posted now since the very beginning of September on the city's website. At this point, we received 4 comments from the public. They were all positive. We could give you the specifics on the things they were mentioning, but so far we've heard no negative comments from the public input that we received on the website. So I guess if there's any questions or follow-up after you've had a chance to look at the report in a little more detail since the presentation last meeting, I'm here to answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. Any correspondence?
No correspondence. Thank you.
We have, this was handed to us. This is, I don't know if this is correspondence we need to read or not.
Read it. Okay, I can read it as correspondence. This was a letter sent on 10/20/2025, which I believe is today. Hi, Ron and Michelle. Ahead of tonight's Planning Commission meeting, I wanted to give you a quick update on the online survey collecting public comments. We received a total of 4 responses, and all were positive. I attached a summary of those responses for your reference. Would you like me to read the last page?
Yeah, you can read the last page. That'd be fine.
Okay. Are there any specific items that needs to be addressed? Please reference to the page number below. Creating walkable corners potentially on our vacant Tenon Mount corner that our community can walk to and sit on nice benches with greenery along with a small walk to our only village or fresh market with few side parking if wanted. Taking a piece of Grosse Pointe Farms innovative community ideas and bringing them to Warren for our community is highly walked, and we want to walk instead of drive to simple places that can be around the corner. Working with other communities, even those in Oakland and Wayne County, for transit improvements, how car washes affect sidewalks and pedestrian environments, planting more trees alongside pedestrian and bike infrastructure. What is your top priority? Please tell us what item you like to see funded and build first. Number 1, creating safer, family-friendly local routes. 2, maintenance of sidewalk and side streets. Side streets are in terrible shape. 3, top priority has to be transit. Warren needs to be prepared to incorporate and work with the regional transit agency and regional transit improvements. Sidewalks are incredibly important to connect people to transit stops. Tell us anything else you feel is important. Number 1, keeping our city clean and holding people accountable that choose not to. 2, designated bike routes, walking paths. 3, installing sidewalks where there are none, holding business accountable for destroying the sidewalk in front of their buildings. Public safety and law enforcement officers needs to be enforcing speed limits and traffic signals. And these were sent from a couple of the zip codes. 48088, 48089, 48091, 48092, 48093. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. The purpose of the public hearing is for the Planning Commission to receive public comment. The commission in turn directs the Planning Department and City Attorney to add any suggested changes. Therefore, it is recommended that the Active Mobility Plan, a sub-plan to the 2021 Master Plan, be approved in consideration and forward the Commission's final recommendation to City Council for approval. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Worth.
Yeah.
This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to come up and speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Good evening.
All right. Good evening. My name is Amanda Stan. Do you need my address as well?
Yes, just for the record.
All right, 32317 Knapp Avenue, Warren, 48093. This is in reference to the Riverwalk that's part of this active mobility plan. Myself and my husband have been residents of Warren for 20 years. We're here today with our 6-year-old son as well. We live in the Trembleton subdivision that's near 14 Mile and Van Dyke, where part of this Riverwalk would be. We purchased this home to see the wonderful view of wildlife in the fall colors right outside our living room. Residents have paid a premium for this view and rural atmosphere in the heart of Warren. Residents on Knapp Avenue did not purchase their homes to wake up to a parking lot, hear added vehicle noise, or to see strangers daily, or to clean up after loitering individuals. Most of these residents are not in favor of this walking path. Adding a walking path to a quiet subdivision may seem like a harmless or even beneficial idea, but we feel that this would unintentionally open the door to increased crime and homelessness in the area. Currently, there is not a reason for any individuals other than residents to be in our subdivision, but we are already dealing with strangers drinking, littering, taking drugs, stealing, and even homeless people setting up tents in our area. Police records show that these people have tried numerous times to enter residents' home throughout the subdivision, steal yard decorations, drive through the woods, and dump trash. Public walking paths, while designed for recreation, often become gathering places for individuals who are not part of the community, making it harder to monitor who is frequenting the neighborhood. This will bring an increase to crime, drugs, and homelessness in our area while decreasing the safety of our loved ones. Adding this walking path will increase traffic. My son loves to ride his bike up and down our quiet dead-end street where there is no sidewalk. Many neighbors also enjoy walking their dogs here. However, we've seen an uptick of vehicles speeding through our subdivision, looking for an exit to 14 Mile. We don't want to bring any more traffic to our neighborhood with an open invitation, putting our residents and kids at danger. These reasons not only undermine the safety and privacy of our residents, that the residents of a quiet subdivision value, but can also reduce property values and increase concerns about letting our children play outdoors. Rather than enhancing our neighborhood, we feel this walking path can disrupt our peace. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else like to comment on this? Please hold your applause. Thank you.
Good
evening.
evening, everyone. My name is Antoinette Frazier. I live 2 doors down from Amanda and her husband and family. I'm at 32357 Knapp Avenue. My request, or my confusion, I applied for a 0 deferred loan from the city of Warren. They turned around and told me I'm ineligible because I'm in a flood zone. So why would you go build in a flood zone? And if you tell me it's not a flood zone, then I'm going back to the city and find out why I can't get approved. So why would you build in a flood zone? And as she stated, the view is beautiful. The deer are beautiful. We have turkeys. We have every little critter you can find. Now, if you start playing with that, they're gonna end up on 14 and 15 Mile Road, causing major accidents. Right now, they got about 40 acres, and then if you tear down any of the trees or any of that natural, we're gonna have the stench from the water treatment plant that will kill us. Now, it's already not so good, and years ago, I thought the city gave credit to those living in that area. But based on my taxes today, there is no credit. And the last time, I believe you tried to do something about the smell, the buzz from whatever it was drove me crazy. I called the city and I walked outside, and the gentleman on the phone said to me, "I can't hear you, there's too much noise." I said, "I've been listening to that on and off for a week. This is what I'm calling about." And within 10 minutes, it was turned off, and I've not heard it since. So I really don't know if that was some kind of air cleaner or it was just a bad part in something, but they did turn it off, and it hasn't come on since. So as a resident in that neighborhood for 38 years, the whole reason we live there is because we feel we're in the country, but yet we're still in the city. We don't have sidewalks right now on our end of the street. If they want someone to walk, then maybe they should put sidewalks. But we don't need across the street destroyed. We would appreciate your consideration in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good evening. Anyone else like to speak on this item? And if we can we keep our comments pertaining to the motility plan and the walkability plan? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tina Sotero. I've lived on Knapp Street for 30 years, and this is where I chose to have my house for the rest of my life. The scene across the street is just absolutely amazing. We have deer, the very friendly deer, that come up to our houses and eat our hostas and stuff. That was my child's playground across the street because our backyards are very small. By the way, I live at 32229 Knapp, which is on the other side of Jenny, south side of Jenny. We've had a lot of problems over in the field. We've had homeless people set tents up, and we've had homeless people try to break into neighbors' houses at 1:30 in the morning. The gentleman that did get arrested maybe within the last year, I'm not sure if he is still in jail or not, but he tried to break into my neighbor, which is an older gentleman, 2 doors down from us. We have a lot of older people on our street, late 70s, early 80s, and you guys wanting to have this park or whatever across the street with walking paths and this and that, and you want to build a parking lot in front of our houses. I mean, we bought the house to look across the street at the beautiful wildlife that we have. We don't want cars in the parking lots all hours of the night, which we have now. They park on the side street in the winter, go to the sledding hill, trash the sledding hill with beer bottles and bonfires and this and that, which is not allowed out there. There is no trespassing signs, and they don't even listen to that. They just go across the street 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're all in the middle of our street screaming and hollering because they've already been on the hill and they did what they had to do, and now they're drunk or whatever they are. My feeling of this is I don't feel it's a good thing. I mean, we don't need strangers in our neighborhood. We've been there, we've done that. We've got the homeless out of the neighborhood. They're still living underneath the bridge at 13 Mile and Van Dyke. I don't know if you guys have been out looking around at different things, but there's quite a few homeless that live under the bridge there. We finally got them out of our field. There was a family last year. There was a mother, a father, 4 children, youngest being 2 years old, and a grandpa setting up tents in the field because they got kicked out of their hotel. We don't need the riffraff in our neighborhood. We have a nice, quiet neighborhood. We all look out for each other. Like I said, we have a lot of older people that live there, and we're just a good group. Our neighborhood is like family. And for you guys to bring into a park with strangers coming in there, the older people are going to fear for their life. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I personally don't feel it's a good idea. I don't want to be coming home at night and there's people sitting in this parking lot across the street from our house scaring the hell out of me because I don't know who they are. We know every car that comes up and down that street because we've lived there so long.
Your time's about up, ma'am.
Okay, that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Have a good evening. Anyone else like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I've got some questions on this, and I'm not ready to make a motion on it as of yet. Can I ask Mr. Cox a couple of questions? We
You
need
can-
a motion for that. I'll wait until somebody makes a
You can make the motion,
motion.
then we can have a discussion.
Yeah.
If the motion has to change, we can change it.
Fair enough, not a problem.
Okay.
In that case, Commissioner Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve, but with discussion.
Okay.
I support it.
There's a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Hawk. Go ahead with the discussion.
I yield the floor to Commissioner Ducey for his questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome.
Mr. Cox, you had 4 people respond positively to all this, and we just had 4 people that are not real happy about this entire development you want to do. What have you got to say about this?
Sure. I believe the residents are referring to the illustration that is on, shows on page 41, where it says proposed nature trail and sledding hill near Bates Park. Yeah, I'm seeing nodding of heads. That is a illustration that was actually preceded this plan that had been developed by the city, and so we had incorporated that into the plan because that was something that had already been, was kind of a proposal, so we included that in there. That, the things we have heard as far as public input along the Red Run and all other nature areas, we heard a lot of people say they want to have access to more nature areas, access to trails that aren't necessarily paved, kind of a wood chip and natural surface trails, and access to the Red Run. I think we note in there that easements would be required for a lot of the areas, and that is kind of a long-term vision. And the illustration that is on 41 is actually dealing with the public land and improvements to that. So that is how that illustration got into the plan.
My original thought on all this was going to be to fix up 9 Mile Road, to fix up Van Dyke, and slow the traffic down and so on and so forth. Is this really a necessary thing to do in Bates Park?
We were, we took this as something that was already proposed. It seemed to fit the public input's desire to have those types of facilities, so we incorporated into the plan. So I understand the concerns of those folks who live along Knapp Road and the issues that they brought up here as far as that in the past. As far as the specifics of that plan, it's not something I could speak to in particular because it was an existing plan that had been put together that we had incorporated into this.
Well, frankly, I think the active mobility plan is a decent idea, but once it goes off off into the parks and so on and so forth. I've been in that area, and it's nice. And I have a problem with the extent of it, and I'd really like to see you get together with neighborhood, with the community there, and show them exactly what, when, where, why, and how. I think that would be very important and go a long way in making this a feasible alternative to whatever was planned out there before. I'm having a problem trying to support this because I've been up and down through there hundreds of times. And it is nice. I like what we've done with a couple of places along Red Run and so on, but to take this park and destroy it, basically, because that's what's going to happen, is not my idea of good planning. Let's put it that way. I'm having a hard time trying to support this based on just that. That's one. Question two, have you gotten in touch with the businesses along the thoroughfares that you're looking to switch from 5 lanes to 2 or 3 and so on? Have you talked to the business community as how they feel about all this?
As we kind of noted at the presentation a few weeks ago, this is a citywide look at the plan, and the public engagement was more citywide. When something like the proposed improvements along Van Dyke or 9 Mile are going to be integrated into some future construction, that will be the time to meet with all of the landowners, business owners along those particular corridors to get their feedback on the details. So this is not every little detail on 9 Mile and Van Dyke. This is kind of outline the conceptual idea how this could look and the types of connections we're looking at. So again, a kind of a high level master plan, city level, and recognize that any future thing, whether it be on a half-mile road or 9 Mile or Van Dyke, will be a whole nother level of public engagement with those businesses to work out the fine details.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Commissioner Chair,
Yes, sir.
to the petitioner. Okay, is there a way you can make any sort of modifications to around Bates Park, you know, to maybe cut down some of the possible traffic?
So this plan is not into doing the very detailed plans of a park. That's beyond the scope of this particular project. We incorporate the illustration because there's something existing. I think the ways we could modify this is we could make a recommendation that this is a conceptual, could remove the specifics and talk about things, well, it's already mentioned of what the community would like to see there, without getting into the specifics of where the parking lot is located and the pathways. It is not something that we have vetted ourselves to look at in specific. It was more of an illustration of conceptually what we had heard was being looked at, and we incorporated in the plan that way. So it's at your discretion if you want to move the plan forward with recommendations of that particular map being removed, because that's those specifics of that plan that again was just incorporated as a concept seemed to be the main issue of, you know, where the parking lot are and the pathways are. Again, we did not vet these in any detail, and I can't critique them one way or another without having looked at the details of that park.
I yield the floor, Chair.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak on this?
Yes, I have a question to you. So we know this is the draft plan,
Excuse me.
so,
Excuse me.
Mr. Chair, okay,
Go ahead.
okay, I would like to ask a few questions.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sorry. Okay, we know this is the draft plan, so what is the next steps to finalize the plan?
And I'll defer to Michelle and Ron with specifics, but this will be a recommendation from the Planning Commission to go forward to City Council, that then they would,
Yeah.
I'll let the expert.
That's what I was gonna say. The next step would be going to city council for their adoption. And then in the future, if, once adopted, we could look, if there was opportunities for grants or for any sort of projects that, for trails or, maybe different road construction projects, this could be something that could be implemented in the future. But all of these are concepts based on the many public meetings and online surveys and from, discussions for years about trails along the Red Run. So that has been a discussion point for a long time. And that information was provided, I believe, by a former city engineer to include into the plan. So these are just ideas and looking for opportunities to improve mobility, recreation throughout the city. So it's really the purpose of it, to look for opportunities of, that's vacant land right now, how could it be used to improve active mobility in a nature setting to be, potentially a trail that is, that we don't have something like that now, in a more natural setting. So it's looking for opportunities in different ways, whether walking, biking, throughout the city. So that's really what it is. And it's a part of the master plan that included this as an action plan to look at these opportunities. And so that's what this plan is doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle. Anyone else have anything to speak on this? To the petitioner.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if I may. So this is not set in stone on doing anything with that park yet?
No, it's an opportunity potentially at the moment there isn't anything. There's the park and then there's a lot of, land that's there at the moment. I mean, there's opportunities, but nothing's happening for certain. This is just a plan.
Okay, this is a concept.
Yeah, I mean,
let's
these are
say.
ideas that looking at how we can improve, trails, biking, road, corridors, adding like bike lanes or separated bike lanes,
All right.
reconfigurations of roads. Like, it's looking at all different ways to make it better for, residents in different parts of the city.
All right. If the maker of the motion can amend his motion to leave Bates Park the way it is for now, and because by the sound of it, this is all a concept. This is not set in stone. They're not going to come in, clear cut everything and put in a parking lot. Since if the maker of the motion can agree to take Bates Park out of it, then I can support it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Chair, I think I was the maker of the motion. I mean,
Okay.
I agree with with Commissioner Ducey that since it is just conception, to remove Bates Park and then possibly for the developer to work with the residents to make a more residential, where it won't impact the residents as much, and to remove that part from the plan for now. Remove Bates Park.
Yes, I support it.
Okay. There was a motion by Commissioner Holowati to make an amendment to the recommendation supported by Commissioner Hawk to remove Bates Park from the plan for now.
Keep the river
Yes.
walk. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, I understand that, and I also want to make one comment before we say something on this. This is a conceptual plan, and as with any plan, things change. And therefore, because they located Bates Park for a simple reason, it's a park in the city. Okay, so if people wanted to go there, and they knew it was a walking or bike path to go to that park, they could do that. They don't have to, but they could do that. So when you want to eliminate it out of the equation, then that's like taking another park out because they got problems, or taking another park. We're trying to show people that there's more than one park to go to, and there's more than one way to get to it. And as you go through these different things, there's going to be changes. There's nothing, like I said, nothing set in stone. But if people don't know that the park is there, they're not going to know to visit. So, but I understand the residents' concerns about the homeless and the drugs and the drinking and all that. That can be anywhere. And those are concerns that need to be addressed. But as far as the mobility plan, as far as walking and trying to provide places for people to be able to bike and walk, I don't think we have to put that much emphasis on it at this particular time, because it's a conceptual plan, and plans have a tendency to change.
Chair, can I ask a question?
Sure.
If on this image we removed the trails but left the green space that's near Bates Park with the images saying this is a concept, but remove the actual trails for now because there's nothing at this moment proposed, it's just showing that there's an opportunity of this vacant land near Bates Park. I mean, we could show that area that there is this green space that's existing near Bates Park, but see the image at the bottom, it shows trails. I mean, that could be removed, and just show the green space near Bates Park, but however you would want it to show, just show this Riverwalk potential, however you would want it to be shown, but it's up to you.
Thanks, Ms. Michelle.
You're welcome.
Any comments on that? The maker of the motion?
I have no comments.
The second, any comments on that?
Still is a concept, right?
Still a conceptual plan, yes.
Yes, still is a
And-
concept, but if the park out of the plan, I don't know, is people will be benefited or no, because they brought the issues for the homeless people and other things. It should be taken care by the other departments, you know. So I think it's keep it as is. It will be betterment for the whole entire community.
All right.
Community will be benefited. And the other issues they brought today, it should be taken care by the other departments. They should take care, because the homeless issue is not in this area. There are issues in almost everywhere. So we cannot stop the improvement, or we cannot stop the plan people are expecting. So I like to say, like, continue, keep it the plan as is better for our community.
Okay. Your comment? I know. No, I'm talking Commissioner Halawadi.
No more comments, Chair.
Okay. So, let me try to get this together. We want to make an amendment, we see, voted and second, to remove Bates Park from the map. But then, we had a comment that maybe possibly just remove the trail going around Bates Park and leave it green. And then You made the comment of leaving it as is.
Or Chair, we could say conceptual path too. Conceptual. No, it could be stated on there.
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I think that listing it as conceptual is a good step in the right direction, first of all. And second of all, I like the idea of the green space and putting that out and pushing the green space versus anything else there. But I understand it's conceptual, and nothing is going to really occur in that area for a while, let's put it that way. Because there's no, what kind of time frame are you looking at? Are you considering a time frame?
I mean, we don't know yet. I mean, unless if funding becomes available. I mean, so
All right.
we really don't know at this time. First it's approval and then we see what comes up, you know, in the future.
All right. That's what I wanted to know. So this is not going to be in the next couple of weeks or so.
No.
I don't know if it's going to be in this decade, but that's another story that we will battle out the next time this comes through. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Anyone, any other comments? Okay. So, I'm gonna try to get this straight, and if I'm wrong, let me know. We're going to look at Bates Park as possibly just keeping the green space. And if maybe reroute the trails different, if possible. But like I say, we have to keep in mind this is a conceptual plan. And no plan is set in stone. And like I say, things are gonna make changes. Like we have more comments that came in tonight. I'm sure we'll have more comments come in later, okay? But it's not something that's gonna happen tomorrow. So therefore, we got time to make changes on it. So it's just a general overall plan of what we'd like to see for the city of Warren, that people can go and do things, okay? So saying that, originally we had a motion to approve, and it was by Commissioner Holowati, supported by Commissioner Hawk. But I don't really know if we need to amend it to remove Bates Park. Because it is a park in the city, and even though they have their problems, it's still a park in the city and it should be recognized. We agree agreement on that?
Mr. Chair,
Okay. Yes, sir.
if I may speak.
Go ahead.
I just came from the ADA Transition Plan public hearing, or a public comment period, and this active mobility plan works with the ADA, and there's a public safety problem for pedestrians and bicyclists getting in accidents, sometimes getting hurt, sometimes getting killed. And you don't want to stop having public safety measures taken in any of the parks. Also, part of the ADA plan requires making access available for people with disabilities. So you want to have paths in the parks sometimes, maybe not this one, but in general, in order to achieve the transition to disability access, you need to have people be able to get to the facilities. And you want to have them do it safely. And this helps to achieve that. So it seems like it would be contrary to the purposes of the Planning Commission to deny it to any of the parks. Just saying. You're the Planning Commission, so you do what you're going to do. But thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
I think we should, first we need to correct the amendment on removing the park from the plan. So are we gonna still try to keep that amendment, or are we gonna take it out?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to just add
Go
a
ahead,
few
Mr. Wood.
comments, if that's all right.
Go ahead.
All right, it is a plan, and You've mentioned it several times. It is a concept plan, everyone. The plan can be changed in any way, shape, or form. This is an example of how things can be used. That plan that you take a look at right there, that was, it's something that Mr. Cox took a look at. That plan was put together through the conceptual thought process by a young man, David Worth. He was an engineer for the city. He doesn't work with us anymore, but it matters not. He was back there. He thought this was one of the most wonderful places, a real jewel for the city that we have. Now whether one is going to put that whole ring there or through the middle or up and down, there's hills back there. I remember him talking about people doing sledding back there. It's access is what it is. Is there going to be that much access? We don't know. He walked through there. He determined that a lot of there are paths back there that aren't on here. So the point I'm trying to make is that it's an example, and those issues that came up about homeless, well, that's where you complain to the mayor's office and public service, and they'll send the proper people out there to look and check on that. Nobody cares to have strange people wandering around, no doubt about that, so I wouldn't. And so you call the police on in that particular issue. But to get back to the plan itself, if you look page to page to page through this plan, you're going to see a lot of ideas and thoughts. And this is, we've been going through this for about 1.5 years, it seems, maybe more. And it's detailed in thought only. Everything is in detail. You take a look at the part of it, and I'll bring it up, and that's the Van Dyke Corridor Plan. There's that plan, and this plan overlays that plan. It actually adds information about safety and crosswalks and other things that weren't necessarily in the first plan. It's what you do with a plan like this particular one, and it's citywide. If it were just a bicycle plan where they just nailed down, the half-mile roads and felt, okay, we'll get an east-west and a north-south particular route, that's another story. And Mr. Cox was part of the Iron Bell Trail plan that has gone through the city. And the MDOT had tried to start with in putting that bike path on Van Dyke from 8 Mile to Stevens, and then it turns, goes through Centerline. But that was the start of the change of how you get things done. Take a look at the plan again, and you'll see what potentially it could be. A boulevard strip, 4 lanes, another strip, protection for the bicycles that go north and south on there. I'm just telling you an example. Whether it really goes that far, I don't know. But I can tell you from what I've seen throughout the state of Michigan, and probably many uses in the similar throughout the country. And that's one of the best plans I've seen, frankly. So to start going at it piecemeal, I don't think is a good idea. It's my opinion. I think you can take any plan and look at it and say, I don't like this and I don't like that. Well, that's what the plan's all about. You got that choice. But this gives you the ideas of being, you guys now can be the critics. After the plan is there and you wanna, okay, we're gonna fix up another road or whatever, or go into that park and decide what you wanna do. There might be one walking path that goes through and it goes where the sledding area is. So, but I hope I've sort of clarified this a little bit, because you have choices with the plan. That's not boilerplate, but it's suggestions that people can go off of. And I like nothing better than to look at people's ideas, and sometimes they're great and I just go with them. Other times, no, I change that, but you have the opportunity to change it. So I'll leave you with that thought.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. So we're going to turn it back over to the commission again. We want to make an amendment. We're going to take that amendment out, we have to vote on. I understand that. I understand that. Well, we had a first and we had a second on putting an amendment in to remove Bates Park. So if we're going to change that, we have to change it now. And then we can go back to the original vote, which is to approve the plan as is. So the makers of the motion that to remove the amendment have to say if they're going to undo that motion on the table.
Okay. Commissioner Chair, since I was the maker of the motion, upon hearing all that we've just heard, I will remove, being that this is conceptually, and that I remove that part of Bates Park that if I'm understanding correct, this is all still, and keep the plan as is, but with possible changes down the road.
Okay.
Yes, I support this idea.
Okay. So now we're back to the original motion to approve.
Keep the plan as is. Yes.
Leave the plan as is.
Yes.
Because it's a conceptual plan.
Yes.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk,
Yes.
Commissioner Duze,
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury,
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes, Commissioner Smith,
Yes to approve and to receive and file. Like I say, everything can make changes, but can be later. But if we have it filed, we can always know what to go through to make changes. Thank you. So the motion passes. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Ms. Michelle, for work on the plan. And Commissioner Hulk. Item number 6B.
Item number 6B, request for standard rezoning located on the northeast corner of DeQuinder Road and John B. Avenue, approximately 685.2 feet north of 8 Mile Road, from the present zoning classification of C1 Local Business District, R1P, 1 Family Residential and Parking District, and P, Parking District, to C3 Wholesale and Intensive Business District, 20900 and 20898 DeQuinder Road, Section 31, Nabil Kisto / Noel Property LLC, Samuel Cerno / DeQuinder Plaza LLC, PR 250002. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Is the petitioner here? Good evening, sir. Can you tell us a little bit about your project?
Good evening, everyone. Brandon Casta, attorney for Nabil Kesto and Noel Property LLC, 901 Wilshire Drive, Suite 390, Troy, Michigan, 48084. With me to my right is Nabil Kesto. He is an applicant and a purchaser, proposed purchaser under a purchase agreement for this property. To my left is Mr. Jeffrey Graham, works for Chemtech. He's an architect for the property. Seated behind me is Sam Cerno. He's the owner of the property and the seller per the purchase agreement. And next to the right of Mr. Kesto is Rob Krochmal. He's a representative of DeQuinder Plaza LLC. As I mentioned, Nabil Kesto, Noel Property, is the purchaser under a purchase agreement. He owns, or not owns, excuse me, he leases a space directly east of this property where he operates his business-to-business cash and carry wholesale operation there. Business-to-business in that he sells only to other businesses, convenience stores, gas stations, grocery stores. He sells snacks, beverages, phone accessories, things that you would see in any typical convenience store. Currently, he's looking to expand and grow his operations, which is why he took interest into this property. Currently, there's 3 different zoning classifications for this property. In order for him to operate his business on the property, it would require him to obtain a C3 zoning classification for the wholesale component of his business. So we're here today collectively and collaboratively as a group seeking approval for the rezoning so that this deal can consummate. And we're here to answer any questions that the board may have.
Thank you, sir. Any correspondence?
Nope, no correspondence, thank you.
Planning Department's recommendation?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. The following recommendation is made regarding the standard zoning request, standard rezoning request for the property in question as described above. Number 1, it's recommended that the rezoning request from C1 Local Business District, R1P, 1 Family Residential and Parking District, and P Parking District to C3 Wholesale and Intensive Business District be postponed. The petitioner has submitted a standard rezoning application. In the letter of intent, the petitioner has stated the following: as part of the standard rezoning request, the applicant is voluntarily offering the following improvements, and they are: A, widening of the public sidewalk along DeQuinder Road to meet the current city standards. B, installation of perimeter, frontage, and parking landscape to soften the site and enhance curb appeal. And C, cosmetic improvements to the building facade, including a full refacing to improve the architectural quality. What the applicant has effectively done is request a standard rezoning with conditions, normally offered in a conditional rezoning request. Number 2, the future land use map, FLUM, in the 2021 master plan indicates the property as a redevelopment site. Planning staff believes this category suits this site well, as this site is currently vacant and would benefit from the redevelopment as the petitioner proposes. Number 3, the petitioner is encouraged to change the standard rezoning request to a conditional rezoning request. The planning staff feels that the redevelopment of the site needs to show proof of changes to the uses and future site plan approval. When reviewing the uses permitted, specifically outdoor or drive-in theaters, used car lots, related marijuana uses, open storage of lumber and other building supplies, automobile repair shops, including body and fender business, auto wash uses, or any similar uses are not desirable in an area where there is almost 1,000 feet of frontage with residential dwellings along the south side of John B. Avenue. Number 4, the submitted concept is a reflection of the survey plan that indicates the existing conditions of the site. The concept plan itself should indicate some, if not all, of the following improvements that would equate to the complete redevelopment of the site as follows. A concept plan that has a scale of 1 inch equal 50, not 1 inch equal 30, as the provided concept plan indicates. B, indicate the 15-foot wide setback along the south property line, that's John B., and the west property line, that's DeQuinder Road. C, the setback areas would be provided with short berms in height, so to speak, planted with trees, shrubs, and flower beds. D, the entire site should be provided with concrete curbing that delineates the setback areas, parking area islands, areas for parking spaces, and pedestrian walkways to and from the site. E, trees should be planted in the John B. Avenue right-of-way or area between the sidewalk and roadway concrete curbing. F, indicate raised islands in the large parking areas to guide traffic safely through the site. A note shall be provided stating no open storage of materials is permitted. And H, other details that staff finds in the review process. The plan will be a visual representation of what will be in the redevelopment document. Prior to the rezoning request being forwarded to City Council, 15 copies of additional copies of the concept plan and survey shall be submitted to the Planning Department. Number 5, an offer of conditions would be part of the rezoning with conditions application. Number 6, should the petitioner prefer to continue with the standard rezoning request, then the letter of intent shall be changed, eliminating the voluntary offering of the improvements. The site plan approval would be worked out after approval of the rezoning if it is not denied. And finally, 7, the petitioner should be apprised of the fact that formal site plan approval before the Planning Commission is required prior to obtaining a building permit should City Council grant the rezoning request. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. We heard the recommendation, and what the Planning Department is recommending is that we postpone this to allow you to go back and do a rezoning with conditions, because there's a lot of conditions that you're requesting that need to be in the rezoning.
If I may, I did send an email with an updated letter of intent to Melissa Maisano. I'm not sure if that's been shared with you guys, but I have a handful of copies with me here today that I'm able to share with you that removes the voluntary conditions that were stated in the original letter of intent.
Okay. Okay. But still, I think we need to have all the conditions for the rezoning listed. Even by changing the letter of intent, I still think we need to have all the conditions stated in the conditions for rezoning.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Hi, Rob Krockmull with the Cernow Company in DeQuinder Plaza, 20900 DeQuinder Road, Warren, Michigan. Thank you, Planning Commissioners, for allowing us to present. I've been with the Cernow organization who's owned this property. They've owned it for a good 40 or 50 years. I've been with the organization for 18 years, doing the acquisitions, dispositions, and leasing of our various properties. Throughout my time working with our existing property that we own, we've been approached by many buyers for this property. Many we did not feel would be supported by the city based on the uses that they're looking to bring to this site. And when we were fortunate enough to be introduced to Nabil for his business, which operates behind us, we were very encouraged by the fact that there would be an owner-occupant that would be coming into this site, care for the site, improve the site, and look for various uses over time to do the right redevelopment in this area, and take that risk, knowing that his business is also going to operate there and hiring people, you know, for his business. So we felt like we wanted to come together as a team to present this, because we do feel after this many years, this is the right buyer for the site that's going to care for it the way that the residents in the city would be proud of, and to operate a great business there. We appreciate Ron's, you know, thorough analysis of our application and looking at pros and cons of everything. We were encouraged by the fact that the C3 zoning is something that in the master plan is something that would be a good future land use for this property. That was a big reason why we felt like it made sense for us to come in front of you to seek the rezoning, the standard rezoning for it, because it did support the master plan that the city's put together. We do know that there's maybe some uses in the C3 that maybe the city is not looking for on this property. But we do feel like with Nabil coming in with his business, that it would be the right steward to this property. And also in number 6 of the recommendation saying that looking for rezoning the property and then coming back later with site plan approvals would allow for those improvements that you're looking for at the site, and that would really need to be done at a later time during site plan approval versus a rezoning, which is what we need in order to have this transaction happen. That's really the next step in this property, and seeing the improvement in this area is making sure it can be rezoned from 3 zoning classifications to the C3 zoning, which allows Nabil to operate his business, and then come to you at a later date with the site plan approval process and the building department process to do what he needs to do. So I appreciate you, you know, allowing us to come forward here, and happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
My concern is there's certain things in the conditional rezoning, but it's not saying we don't want the rezoning, but we're just saying you need to do a rezoning with conditions, okay? Listed what the conditions are, so we know exactly what you're gonna have in your rezoning. We do just a standard rezoning, and you can still change it, like you said, you can go to building and change it, but we need the rezoning with conditions that states exactly what you're gonna have in the rezoning. Now, if Mr. Worth wants to come up and make a comment on that, other than what I'm saying, I'd appreciate him coming up, but if not, those are my thoughts on it. So that's the reason we were saying if we do a postponement, then you've got time to work on the conditional rezoning, to be able to put the recommendations for the conditions in the rezoning.
Go ahead.
Can I, I'll let you go up right after Mr. Worth, but, so, I guess is what we're looking for, and we're not opposed to working with the city with regard to the conditions, but, so, the person who's gonna ultimately go in there and make the improvements, and, you know, this building's in pretty bad shape. I mean, he has someone that's willing to go in there and make the improvements. He's not the owner currently. He's a contract purchaser, and we're under certain time constraints. So I guess we're looking for the most judicially economic and fastest way to get this approved. I'm not sure what the board is able to do today. If it's a requirement that we postpone this and submit a conditional rezoning, it is what it is. If we can impose conditions by way of motion of the board, I don't know if that's a possibility, but we're willing to entertain that as well. Just, you know, again, for the sake of keeping this deal alive, for the sake of time, and just seeing how we can work together to make this project go forward. And I yield the floor to Mr. Worth, would you like to speak?
Mr. Worth, did you want to come up and say something?
All right. I had two conversations with these gentlemen. Last week was one about the issue, and sort of, you know, it's hard to juggle everything here to work it out. The idea that I had was actually trying to, all right, approve this standard condition, but I don't think it legally it works. I didn't get a chance to talk to the city attorney, but the thought was, in particular, is to be able to have them in a private agreement say that they would, they'd buy the property, they would never sell it to people who want to put certain uses on that property. And get that notarized and approved. I'm not even sure that that's, well, I guess that would probably be a part of what City Council would do, but we're so close to calling it a conditional rezoning that it didn't sound right. What I thought about afterward, and today, was it's the use that we have a problem with. The uses that were mentioned in the recommendation is what we feel we have a problem with. And I can't imagine, as I told these gentlemen, this owner gets a standard rezoning, and 6 months later something happens, he needs to sell, and somebody comes in with a lot of money, I'll put it that way, and turns it into one extremely large used car lot because they can. And you know, as far as marijuana and the other uses, it's whatever you want. But when we talk about redevelopment, we're talking about trying to breathe some fresh air into this. And my opinion, excuse me, I know there are a lot of people who have used car lot businesses, but it's not my idea of redevelopment. Simple as that. I thought possibly that if they postponed it, here's another way to go through this, and I didn't write it in the recommendation, is that they go to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a use variance. If they get a use variance, it only applies to them and nobody else. That's how that works. I could get a use variance to that. I think that's how it can, and I've seen it written that way by CBA. And if it sticks that way, then that cuts out the uses that we're not happy with. If they get it, they don't need to come for a rezoning, but they can come for site plan approval later when they're ready. But that's my thought, but I'm not so sure I'm right on that either. I want to do something with this, but it's difficult, that type of zone. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you, sir. Attorney, would you like to chime in on this?
Yes, I think both ideas presented by Mr. Worth would work. The variance is one path. The other path is if rezoning with conditions could be raised at any time in the procedures. So if this body were to recommend a rezoning with conditions, we could work out the logistics before it hits Planning Commission. We've done that in the past, and legally that comports with the law. I'm sorry, I'll qualify that, as long as there's a public hearing on the recommendation. when you open
let
it
me-
up to the public.
Mary?
Yes.
Excuse me. Let me just add to this. If we go with rezoning with conditions, our experience is it takes more time than I think they have. That's the problem. If they had more time, I don't think they'd balk at it. That's one thing, so.
If I may, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Mr. Worth,
Yes.
if the recommendation is made tonight on the rezoning with conditions, do you think getting together all of the paperwork and documentation is what would be the time-consuming part of it?
That would be
Before
the-
it goes to
that would-
council?
That would be the concern, yeah. I don't know how rapidly they and the city can work together to get the document done and moved forward to city council, because they have to offer things, and we agree, and we kind of go back and forth unless we give them a general idea, like what has been done here in this recommendation, and it's a guidebook to what we want, what our concerns are. So if it could be done quickly, maybe that would work, but I don't know what exactly their timeline is at this point. Okay.
That would at least avoid it being postponed and coming back to the planning commission.
Yes.
If that's the plan going forward, then we would advance from planning commission to city council and get together whatever needs to be done before city council.
So you're saying that we make a motion to rezone with conditions, and then they would take it from there to put those conditions into the rezoning?
Correct. We would develop the agreement that comports with the decision tonight, put together the agreement, take it to city council for final approval. And that would be a rezoning with conditions agreement.
To the petitioner, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that would be great. Again, going over what Mr. Worth put in his recommendation, I think he was pretty clear as to which uses in the C3 that the city is not fond of. Going over that with both the seller and the purchaser, they're both okay with those concessions. So if we do a motion today that it's approved with the condition that there's a formal agreement entered into with the city before city council that excludes, at minimum, those items that are referenced in number 3, the recommendation, we'd be happy to go forward in that direction.
Okay. To the commission, I know we have a public hearing here, but I don't know if we need to do a public hearing because they still have work to do on this.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask the city attorney a question or two?
Go ahead.
I can't help it. If we approve this conditional rezoning and it goes in front of city council and let's say city council does not approve it, the cleanest way of doing this is this should go to ZBA, because zoning board of appeals action, the only way you can change it is in circuit court. Now, the question that I have is in this conditional rezoning, will that stand up in court? If they do something, we can make it C3, but if somebody does something other than what they've agreed to, because they have to get out of it, is the legal, how can I put it? Is the legal ramification of what we do here with a conditional rezoning, is that going to stand?
You're saying, would that have integrity?
Yeah.
This body only recommends, city council approves.
Fair.
But I do recommend that this be open to the public for comments on the rezoning itself.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Ware.
I'd like to see it with rezoning with conditions. The one thing that is that they create the conditions, they need to come back to you guys at another meeting so that you can at least see what the conditions are, not approve a rezoning right here unless it's everything that's been said in the recommendation. But it's got to be, and Mary, you know, we put these in a, I can't call it a boilerplate type of format, but is it, unless somebody says, well, okay, if everything that's said here will go into the agreement, then we can approve it. So I don't know if a postponement for 2 weeks and bring it back and get it done in 2 weeks is possible. I'm not sure.
If that suits everybody's comfort level, we'll get it done within 2 weeks.
That's right.
To the petitioner, you think you could come up with the rezoning with conditions within 2 weeks?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're here on Lions Monday Night Football. We're serious about this, so. So yeah, no, we can definitely get that accomplished.
Okay, so what we're going to do then, we're going to postpone it to our next meeting, which is in 2 weeks. Okay? And that gives you time to come back with the rezoning with conditions.
So we will be heard 2 weeks from today's date.
2 weeks from today.
Okay.
It's is that the November? I don't have a calendar on me. That's November what?
November 3rd.
November 3rd? Okay. November 3rd is our next meeting. So if you can do all this by November 3rd and come back to us with the rezoning with conditions, we'll go from there. So right now, we're just going to postpone it till November 3rd.
Hi, I'm Jordan Sherman, Vice President at the Cerno Company. Just real quick question on the timeline there. We're committed to working with the city attorney and the staff to get this agreement, and it sounds like the purchaser is as well. We work with various municipalities across the city and have done a lot of work with city councils and city attorneys, so you have our promise and commitment to get this done as soon as possible. We're okay, as part of this agreement, agreeing that nothing in number 3 here will be part of this rezoning. We know that's best for the city and within the master plan, and it's not in the intention of the petitioner or the seller or the buyer, for that matter, to do anything in number 3. I guess the question I have is for our timing for what we'd have to do to consummate this deal. If we come back in 2 weeks for the planning commission, how quickly can we get back in front of city council, and what does the new timeline look like, just to make sure we're still on path with what we need to do to get this done before the end of the year?
Well, I understand your dilemma, but the thing is, we need to have something in writing. And we've talked about it, you know, it's recorded, but we need to have something in writing.
So,
and I understand your dilemma. It might have been something that should have been looked at a little earlier, time-wise, instead of waiting until this meeting. But my opinion, the best that we can do is bring it back at the next meeting, and if it goes through there, it goes right to city council, and then you can go from there.
So you think if we're successful in working together on this and getting approved November 3rd, we could probably get in front of city council at a later date in November, potentially?
Possibly. I don't really know what city council's schedule is.
Okay.
You'd have to be put on their agenda.
Okay.
And then last question is, so we're going to submit a brand new application. Is that what we're being told to do today for a conditional rezoning? Or are we just amending and then submitting the legal agreement?
I'll defer to planning, Mr. Chair. I'll defer to planning on the new application, but all we'll need to deal with the legal end of it is a voluntary offer of conditions, and we'll work on the agreement very quickly.
Okay. And we'll have that work with you in advance of the meeting to get that.
Correct.
Okay.
And I'll confer with Mr. Worth, and maybe that'll be the substance of it.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you.
That'll work for you?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Just the last thing I wanted to add. First of all, thank you everyone for working with us on this. And it's our opinion that Nabil is the best owner for this site long-term. He's a young entrepreneur that's growing his business. And we just appreciate everyone working. It's going to be a great thing for the site and for the long-term health and development of the city. So we look forward to working with everybody and appreciate you guys working with us on this as well.
Thank you, sir. We just said, our concern is, every plan, every law has a loophole. And we want to make sure we got all of our I's dotted and T's crossed. And we can talk about dotting our I's and crossing our T's, but unless it's on paper, that doesn't mean anything. Okay? Thank you, sir. So we're going to make a motion to postpone this till November 3rd. Need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone this till the November 3rd meeting, and that the petitioner is going to come back with everything that we've talked about covered. Is that about right? Okay.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. Roll call.
Commissioner Duzay?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Smith?
Yes, to postpone to November 3rd. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank
Hope
you,
get it
everyone.
taken care of
Go
soon
Lions.
for you. Have a good evening. Item number 6C.
Item number 6C, site plan for open storage for disposal tires and rims located on the southeast corner of 9 Mile Road and Housner Avenue, approximately 848 feet east of Groesbeck Highway, 13406 East 9 Mile Road, Section 35, Andrayan Abdul Masaya / J&A Collision, Milad Yusuf / A to Z Tire Shop, PSP 250042. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening, sir. Could you tell us a little bit about your project?
Yeah, I'm here to answer the questions. It's just like I have a tire shop. It's a used and new tires. So I want to make like disposal outside, and I've been there like for 6 years. I have like the disposal tire, I put them on the storage outside with no problem. So I don't know, someone like tell me you have to do inside the plan, which is where the tire behind these next to my building. So the disposal tire guy is coming sometimes like every week, sometimes taking like 3-4 weeks. And then the tire we change, like for the disposal, I have them like sometimes change 10 of them, 20, 30 tires a day, which is, I don't have a room inside, it's only 2,000 square feet inside the building. So what I'm trying to do, only like side the plant outside, and that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current, AT&T. AT&T does not object to this storage proposal. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, please refer to the attached map for the following location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. DTE. DTE Electric Company has received and reviewed the site plan for open storage for disposal tires and rims. DTE Electric Company has no objection to the site plan for open storage for disposal tires and rims impacting 13406 East 9 Mile Road, Section 35, per the site plan provided. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. MCPWO. The Macomb County Public Works Office, MCPWO, has reviewed the site plan for the project referenced above and has determined the proposed site disturbance is less than 1 acre and will not require a stormwater review from this office. If a no objection letter is required, please forward your request to wesley.jonick@macombgov.org. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
It is recommended that the site plan approval for open storage for disposal of tires and rims be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, 1A, the front 9 Mile Road setback is 8 feet, and the side yard Huesner Avenue setback along the west property line is 25 feet. Both shall be listed under the item zoning in the site data chart. 1B, the site plan shall indicate if the repair shop is a minor or major auto repair. If the business is determined to be major, a variance from the Board of Appeals to be located with 200 feet of residential will be required. 1C, access doors exist on the north and south elevation of the building. Provide the location of the access door on the south elevation on the site plan. 1D, the application and letter of intent indicates the storage area would be for tires and rims that are to be disposed of. Provide a note indicating how often the items are removed or disposed of. 1E, the planning staff believes that instead of the blue tarp, slats weaved into the chain link fence could offer a more aesthetically pleasing screening. Based on other projects, the tarp or fabric screens are likely to tear and become unsightly. 1F, a note shall be provided stating all outdoor retail sales of items shall be prohibited on the site. 1G, a note shall be provided on the site plan stating the surface of the gravel parking area shall be compacted, trimmed, and smoothed. 1H, the petitioner could provide one parking space in the northwest corner of the site. The petitioner would have to make the following changes, which is number 1, restore the 8-foot wide grass setback area along the public sidewalk along Huesner Avenue. 2, provide grass in the northwest corner of the property, approximately 15 feet to the 9 Mile Road property line. 3, reduce the width of the driveway to 9 Mile Road to 50 feet, which will allow for access to both the overhead garage doors and to the gates to access the tire storage. 4, the one required van accessible parking space, which is 16 feet in width, can be provided along the new 8-foot wide lawn area where the driveway to Huesner Avenue will be closed. And number 5, indicate the new concrete curbing for the driveway approach changes and the new lawn area. I, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. J, access to this site is considerable. The driveway to 9 Mile Road is 80 feet in width. The driveway from Huesner Avenue is too close to the intersection with 9 Mile Road. Utilizing the public alley as a maneuvering lane is a fair choice because the alley doesn't appear to have much traffic. The following changes would be required. J1, as I already stated above, remove the driveway to Huesner Avenue. J2, remove part of the driveway to 9 Mile Road so that the curb return into the property lines up with the east edge of the man door on the north side of the building. As stated above, the width of the driveway will be approximately 50 feet in width, which will allow access to the overhead doors and the tire storage area. J3, remove all concrete in the northwest corner of the area of the site except where the public sidewalk is provided. Return the areas to grass and join the area with the grass areas along Huesner and partly on 9 Mile Road. Remove the 5-foot by 5-foot concrete pad and provide a note on the site plan. K, a note shall be provided stating all landscape areas shall be automatically irrigated. L, a trash enclosure shall be provided on the site with the following note stating a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 feet by 10 feet shall be constructed of 6-foot high brick embossed poured concrete walls with 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10 feet by 18 feet concrete pad that provides an 8-foot wide apron. Masonry blocks shall not be used as a construction material. Number 2, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the Building Division. 2A, to retain the existing gravel parking area in the rear abutting the public alley. 2B, to retain the gravel surface to the west property line in the rear along Huesner Avenue for parking purposes. And 2C, to allow parking maneuvering within the public alley. If approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. And number 3, the petitioner indicated a cost of $120 for the project. However, planning staff believes the cost of the project is more. And then the note states, the planning staff believes the proposed amount is too low, given the fact that hard surfacing of the parking lot area, additional concrete removal and returning the area to grass, new concrete curbing, and the removal of the driveway to Husner Avenue are part of the improvements. A new estimate shall be provided closer to $75,000, resulting in the bond in the amount of $2,250. And this ends the recommendation.
Thanks, Ms. Michelle.
You're
This is a public hearing. If anybody would like to speak on this item, please come up, state your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn it over to the commission.
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion to approve with discussion.
I second it, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Mr. Hopper. Go ahead, discussion.
To the petitioner. Okay, you heard all the recommendations, sir?
Yes.
Do you have any problems with any of these that they recommend? Would you be able to make the adjustments in your plan?
So what does that mean, sir?
No problems?
No, I have only 2 questions.
Go for
So the cement, I cannot remove nothing because I'm not owner the business. And then I used to have a like 5 years contractor with the rental. And then I don't want to spend nothing on it. I just have a like monthly payment, month by month to the owner. So I don't want to do that and spend money. Maybe like the other day is gonna be, or this month or next month is gonna be telling me, hey, just like take it to your stuff and go. So I don't want to spend nothing. If it's my building, I want to spend 10, 20,000, do it the grass. And then the grass they telling about it, it's like a drive, like exit right there. One is entering, one like they exit the other one. And then the second question is the garbage can. I can keep it inside. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have no garbage, only personal. I can take it to home. I don't need it even. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Okay. Can you possibly give, you say you don't, where they want the concrete, you know, you're talking about.
Yes.
Can you get with the owner, maybe you could talk to him?
He's not gonna do it, trust me. Trust me, because whatever I talk to him, like for example, I have a 2 bays, one of the spring is broke or the door is not working, I keep telling him I'm rental and I forgot, like I don't know where's the contractor between me and him, that's been like 6 years ago, I lost it because I moved from 15 in Van Dyke to like 21 in Card and I lost the contract between me and him. So always he said, okay, you have to fix that door, you have to pay for it, you have to do this. The AC is not working, he said, you pay for it. And then everything, the roofing is like drop, like leaking when it's coming rain. He said, you have to fix it. So I don't want to spend no money on that building. Trust me. Yeah.
That's how it goes.
So all what I need, only like that proof. And if you not guys give me a proof, I don't care about it. I take the whole tires and maybe I'll close my business and go home. I don't have nothing to spit out.
Commissioner Chair, I yield the floor.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Mr. Chair, number one, the repair shop is a minor auto repair. He doesn't do engines, transmissions, and the rest of it.
Nothing, sorry.
His main focus is tires. Went to visit there. That's one. 2, the back door is that I don't see that as a problem. The getting rid of the driveway on Hubner is, why are we getting rid of the driveway on Hubner? At least I think it's called Hubner.
Yes, it's called Husner.
Okay.
Driveways at corners like that, it's like having gas stations at corners like that. We don't want to have driveways near the corners, it's all safety. That's what it's about. Completely safety. We don't want cars coming in from that direction and then, you know, somehow parking in the front, I don't know.
Well, there's not much room parking in the front, and The alley is drivable, I went through there,
Yeah.
so, you know, the one thing that's bothersome on this is the trash enclosure, he said he's gonna keep it inside, so that's not a problem. The lighting, I don't see that as being a problem at all. He's got one light in the back, and that's pointed straight down, so. Is there anything else we can do with the driveway on Hughesner, other than closing it down and putting a curb there? Any suggestions on what else we could do there?
Okay, well, we provided our suggestion. I don't know what else
All right.
one would do there. It's, like I said, people walking through there, we don't.
All right.
We don't want a car coming through it, so.
I understand.
Here's the thing, the owner, that's the owner's responsibility. You're gonna have to talk to the owner to get this done.
I swear I thought they sent an email, sorry.
Well, you're,
Also, he got an
It's-
email, he sent it to me.
and he said what?
No, I'm not gonna spend nothing. Like, he don't wanna, I tell him about
He's not gonna
that.
change anything.
No, even like I said, the doors and something like that, when they broke down, he's never fixed them. I pay for everything.
If you're gonna have any discussion, you need to come up close to the mic.
Yeah, and
because it's being
I
recorded.
don't have a response to the owner who doesn't want to do anything. I don't have a response to that.
There's a couple of responses that could be used, but none in polite company.
I mean, if it's something like cheap, $100, $200, $300, I don't care, like, to pay from my pocket with no problem. But when they tell me, like, for example, I have to take the cement and put a grass right there, I don't know how much it's gonna be cost. And then the grass, the gravel on the back, the alley, is not mine. And there's grass also right there, couple of them, like it's growing more and more, like every year. I don't know how they give them approved before me, or before there was ambulance. There was like 5 parking lots from the back. And that tarp, it was soon when I come, like before 6 years, I can change the tarp and put it like whatever you guys want. I can put a plywood, I can put another things, whatever, you know. I can change the whole door. And still, I'm gonna pay from my pocket. So longest story short, I can't spend nothing on that building because it's not mine. If it's mine, I don't have like no choice. I have to pay for it, and I can approve you with everything. Maybe when I buy it, I tell him already, do you want to sell it? He's never. He said, if I buy a building, what I want to do with the 200,000, for example, he said, I pay it off. I want to buy like another things. I can take it loan, refinance, what they call it, from that building, and I'm not gonna sell it. So I can't do nothing with it.
Any other discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have a few questions for you. I think we can table this until next meeting, so you can meet with planning department. So you have to meet a minimum standard, otherwise we can't approve it. So if you cannot meet the minimum standard, I think in the next meeting, so we'll see what we can do.
You mean the owner of the building, sir?
Yes, you can talk to your owner and talk to the planning department to see what you can do.
Excuse me, Chair, just that we would like to not table anything else to the 11/3 meeting, but we could look at the November 17th meeting. Maybe there'd be more time to have a meeting, and if there's changes. So that would just be the only thing, if you're looking to postpone it to the November 17th meeting. But if that doesn't work, then we're looking into December, so I don't know their availability, so.
Thanks, Ms. Michelle.
I'm done, yes.
Okay. Anyone else want to say anything before I talk? Okay. What I've noticed looking at the past history, that this item has come before us before in 2017, and it's been table.
And then it was
because-
expired, yeah.
Because the owner never showed up.
Right. It never
And
got
and
finished.
the problems that he's having with the owner and communicating to where the owner doesn't want to do anything, I don't know if the owner's going to really do anything anyway. And I understand his position because he's just renting the space. You know, he doesn't really own the place. So therefore, he's kind of between a rock and a hard place. So I don't know if postponing it till November 17th, so he can get the owner here, so we can talk to the owner, you think that would work or no?
Do you believe the owner will come?
Even when he's come, he's not gonna do nothing. I'm sorry. So he buy it like as a storage for him because he got a collagen shop. So he don't mind like he not gonna pay nothing because he wanna keep it for him. Maybe he take it his car and put it inside. He do it like as a storage, and then I'm gonna be out. That's the problem. That's what I think. And always when I talk to him, okay, he said, oh, they don't need me. I don't have to come. And he's always busy. He go home like I said, he got a collagen 9 having the Dequindre. He go home maybe 8, 9 o'clock, and he's open the other day 8 o'clock too. And he's always busy. But I can't try, but there is no reason. He's not gonna be spend nothing, trust me. If you don't wanna give me a proof, I'll walk home with no problem. But I'm gonna lose a lot of customer because I don't have a space inside. On my shop, it's only 2,000 square feet. So when I take the 150 tires every week or 2 weeks and put them outside, plus the rims, I do brand new rims, so I have recycling the aluminum one, put them on the storage. With no problem, I've been working with, that's been 6 years right there. And now they have to tell me like they need a side plan. And I pay from my pocket for the blueprint, $2,000. I pay for the forum at the city of Warren, $1,000 because it's under 5,000 square. These, they all from my pocket. And still I'm not taking shower, I have to go home. So it's up to you, your guys. I don't have to explain nothing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Michelle, I understand his dilemma, and it's kind of a hardship for him. I understand how we don't want a driveway near a corner like that. Let me ask you, sir, can the vehicles in the front go
Yes.
around the side and come out the alley?
Yes, they can do that.
So can we put a barricade up there
Where?
where they can't, where the driveway is at, to where they have to force them to go out the alley?
So the alley, sorry, the Tarpuk, they have it, like both the side, they have 2 doors on the front and 2 on the back. And there's 2 cars, I park them right there. They're my personal car. Because before, I have the office next to my building, he's closed all the shop. I can't, like, any car is coming, for example, from 9 Shiner, going like to Grossback, they not see nothing on my shop. So I put one of my van right there and put a sign just like used tire, new tire. Before I put a flag, the city they coming to me, they said this is not allowed. So I put them inside. That's been like 3 years. And then one more thing I put it, like 4 rims and 4 tires on the like basket, I don't know what they call it, trailer. I put it outside, they keep telling me you cannot put it, nothing outside. So how people, if I don't have a sign on top of the building, it is on the top, but no one is see that sign because my building is always inside, and then there is 2 buildings on right and left on the corner of east and west. There's 2 of them right there, sorry, south and east. 2 buildings, they have a like 20, what is it, 15 feet or 20 feet. They cover whole my building, is not showing nothing. So that's why I put it like couple tires outside or the sign, and that's it. But the alley, there's 2 bays, yeah, you can, if I open it, I can put the cars inside, in and out. But how I wanna do the storage if I put the cars right there? Like, I have to keep these doors, both of them closed, like for public, and then do they not steal like my rims or something like that? You know how is it, Warren, right there?
And the other, I guess the idea, I kind of answered my own question looking at the map, because I was over there and looked at it
Yeah,
also.
sorry.
You got a tree on the side, and you got grass on the side, so you wouldn't even be able to bring the driveway back. Mr. Worth, or Ms. Michelle? What about him taking it to zoning and see what zoning recommends?
Well, we have variances listed here for the gravel. I mean, and we recommended he seek a variance. The public alley in this area is gravel as well. So that's why we figured it's not, that's a ask that, he could go for that instead of the hard surfacing. But we have some variances listed, but
So he's got to go to zoning anyways.
he does. There's
So if he goes to
variances.
zoning and brings up the situation about the driveway in the front,
I
maybe
mean-
they can give him some recommendations.
That's more of a planning commission recommendation. It's not necessarily a variance, the driveway. It's more of that it's something that we look at, like the planning director's mentioning, like at gas stations where we eliminate the driveways closer to the intersection, because this is just like all concrete in this corner. It was trying to improve that, front setback with some grass, make some separation between the sidewalk and this, the concrete that's on the property, make this, improve that sidewalk so there's nothing that's, parked there on the sidewalk, and just kind of improve that. That's really what we were looking at here, but it wouldn't be a variance. It was like a site planning recommendation, but, I mean, really, you can take the recommendation. These are the things that we saw, looking at these plans and trying to improve it, but it is up to your discretion what you would want. If there's items you would want to waive or forego for now, that's up to you, but these were things we noticed in our review that, could be an improvement to the site. This project was brought to us from zoning because of the storage. It was sent to us from zoning because they identified the storage on the property that needed site plan approval. So that's how it ended up in the planning department.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Yes.
The driveway that comes in off of 9 Mile, can you use the same driveway to go back on the 9 Mile? Like if you turned around and or had a separate driveway to the right where you could come out and make a U and go out?
Yes, both of them.
Could you do that?
Yeah, they both working. You mean, the entering on the
entering-
front of my shop?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
And that way, if you close the driveway on the side street, you could come in there and you could go back out on 9 Mile.
yeah, they are.
Can you do that?
It's already, like I said, so when the car is entering, like my base right there, there is 2 bays.
Yeah.
He can make a turn to the right and then he's going. There is stop sign and then make a right or left.
No, not coming out on the side street. I'm talking about coming out from the face of your building to go back on the 9 Mile. So you're not going to the side street.
I don't know which one is it.
Well, even right now, correct me if I'm wrong, your garage doors, when your customers come in and you work on the tires, they go in and then they back out, right? They don't go through your building.
No.
They don't. They already just back out.
Yeah, just
That's
go
how
back
they,
out. Like I said,
there's no
there's-
doors on the other side, like overhead
Yeah,
doors.
it's closed.
So that, yeah, it's closed. So they drive in, they work on the tires, and then they back out already, right now. So so they're not driving through to the alley. So that's how it functions right now. They'll back out, and then they go they back out to 9 Mile, or they use the driveway to Huesner, and they go out. But they're not going through the building, even right now. So.
No, I didn't mean going through the building.
Okay.
That might be the only option at this point in time because the owner doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And we're saying the driveway needs to be closed. So it just means that what he may have to do, because he's not the owner, is when they pull in, they work on they back out and they go back out on 9 Mile, and you close that driveway off. Instead of having the driveway on the side, you close the driveway off, so when they pull in, back in, they do it, they have to back out and go back out on 9 Mile.
How do they mostly get out right now? When they're done, do they usually go back
Just
onto
they
9
back
Mile?
up? No, where is the car right there now? There is one exit right there,
Mhm.
and then there is another exit,
Yeah.
like when they're entering. So
Mhm.
it's all like entering. There is no,
Right.
if he's back into the road a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is all entering. There is no shoulders, both the side. It's
Mhm.
only on the corner where the stop sign at. Yeah, that's entering, the whole thing next to the grass to the corner. They made it when they made the building in the city.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, quick question. What if he, as opposed to doing that, put parking blocks along Huesner? Would that work?
I was just trying to ask the planning director what he thought of that idea of just adding parking blocks. I just would be.
Parking blocks along Huesner.
I'd be concerned of a tripping hazard, but I don't know what you. Yeah, I would just be concerned for like a tripping hazard. That would be my.
And I understand that, but I'm trying to come up with a method that he could shut off Huesner without having to put curbing and everything else in.
No, you're not gonna do that because when the winter comes, all right, the plow's gonna tear it out. If I understand this correctly.
Okay.
All right, it's gotta be open, no barriers like that. The only barrier is some kind of thing, something that's placed, if the drive stays where it's at, but it's not the best thing to have there. It just isn't. They just kept adding concrete.
Yeah.
Over the time.
Was this a gas station at one point in time? Could be.
Oh, the ambulance.
Well, that was my suggestion. I'd like to see him do something to keep that business here in Warren.
Just to answer your question, in the 1940s, it was a gas station.
Yeah.
Well, I agree, but this is, all right. We get into the strictest sense here, this is what is required by the city.
Okay.
That's our work, that's what we provided. And,
Fair enough.
We try to, you could, I don't know how you can not do some of it.
Do you want to postpone this till whatever date? The 17th?
17th.
Can we send a letter to the owner of the property?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, him going up and arguing with the guy is one thing, but coming from the city, it might be a little bit different. Could we send the owner a letter of recommendation on all this?
The owner, all right, did the owner get, they already got sent to them, didn't they?
Yeah, the owner, and the petitioner, everyone would have received the recommendation who's listed on the project, so.
Oh, okay.
We send it to everybody,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, if we postpone it till the 17th and suggest that the owner be here,
Yeah.
and if he doesn't show up, then he'll have to deal with consequences at that point in time.
There could be rather severe consequences at that point in time, but I agree with it.
Yeah,
You want a motion saying that?
yeah. I think I'd like to recommend that we postpone this till November 17th and get the owner involved more. If we have to send him a letter requesting that he be here to answer our questions. And, because I understand this gentleman, he's having a hardship. He's got
Yeah.
a good business, he's having a hardship, and there's no reason for it when the owner needs to be here to address our questions. So we send a letter, postpone it to November 17th, send the owner a letter saying he must be here, because I look him through the past history on
Yeah.
this. He never showed up for anything anyway. So we need to request that he be here, with no, no comment. He has to come.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion per our discussion now to postpone this till November 17th,
We already.
to write a letter to the owner insisting he show up at the meeting on the 17th to go over some of this.
Okay, now there was a motion already.
Oh.
And Commissioner Halawadi, so he would have to,
Okay, I'm sorry.
and Commissioner Hope would have to second it.
Okay, yeah, okay, I rescind my initial, that's the way to put it,
You were the initial
my initial motion.
yes.
I withdraw. Is that it? Satisfactory?
You withdrawing your motion to approve?
Support. The first motion I made. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I withdraw that.
Just amend it.
Okay. We just need a motion to postpone
Okay,
right now.
well, that's what you're.
So you give a motion to postpone?
Yeah, well, he made the motion.
No, but you made the original motion.
Oh, no, to.
So you have to,
approve.
no. We're gonna make a motion to postpone it. So in order to
Then I-
change
okay,
it,
then I-
you
then
have
I
to change your
support that
motion to postpone.
motion. I thought it was to approve, but okay, then if it was to postpone, yes. I
Postpone
still-
till November 17th.
Yes.
Okay. That was a motion by Commissioner Holloway, supported by Commissioner Hart. Yep, pardon me? Okay.
Yes.
Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi,
Yes?
Commissioner Hawk,
Yes.
Commissioner Duze,
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury,
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes for the postponement. Commissioner Smith.
Yes for the postponement, to try to get the owner here to get this clarified. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a
Good night,
evening.
guys.
Sorry for it taking so long. Item number 6D.
Item number 6D,
We didn't hold it.
Hawk.
Commissioner Hawk,
No, Halawadi.
Halawadi. We good?
Item number 6D, site plan for a new concrete parking lot. The project includes the removal of the existing truck well and asphalt pavement located on the north side of Commerce Avenue, approximately 231.45 feet east of Gibson Drive, 11801 Commerce Avenue, Section 26, John W. Couch slash 11801 Commerce LLC, John Couch, Jordan Tool Corporation, PSP 250043. Thank you.
Thank you. Is the petitioner here? Good evening, sir. Sorry for the delays this evening. Tell us a
Good
little bit
evening.
about your project.
My name is Jeff Rizzo, Fenn and Associates. We do land surveying and civil engineering. Address is 14933 Commercial Drive, Shelby Township. I was maybe expecting John Couch to be here, but since he's not here, I'll handle this presentation. So this project basically started out as a storm sewer replacement project because of potential issues that have been out there as far as drainage goes. So the whole intent was to remove and replace the storm drainage system and basically put in, a brand new concrete parking lot. And in doing that, one of the things that they're also going to do or would like to do is to remove the depressed truck well from the building because they don't need to use it anymore. And they're also doing some other improvements, relocating a trash enclosure And then they have a few dumpsters that they're gonna kind of organize next to the trash enclosure. So I would have to say tonight, this is probably the most cut and dry project you'll see. And I'm here to answer any questions. You know, I have an idea that it's a tool and die shop, you know, where they manufacture parts for, you know, automobiles and aircrafts, but I don't know too much about the day-to-day operations, but I'll answer any questions you guys may have about the site plan.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current, engineering. Preliminary review of this site indicates no difficulty in development. Comcast. In response to your request, Comcast has facilities nearby, but no conflict with the proposed plan. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at cccutilityrequest@teamsigma.com. DTE. DTE Electric Company has received and reviewed the site plan for a new concrete parking lot. The project includes the removal of the existing truck well and asphalt pavement. DTE Electric Company has no objection to the site plan for a new concrete parking lot. The project includes the removal of the existing truck well and asphalt pavement impacting 11801 Commerce Avenue, Section 26, per the site plan provided. For safety, please remain mindful of the existing overhead electric facilities located in the area where the replacement of the concrete is to take place. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me at 586-783-1978. Thank you.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The recommendation is as follows. It is recommended that the site plan for new concrete parking lot be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number one, 5 copies of revised site plans shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, the site data chart shall be updated to include the type of business or businesses that operate out of this building. All relevant information shall be included in the site data chart. 1B, update the site plan to include dimensions for the the cell tower lease area and with access road easement information. 1C, the plan indicates pavement in the southwest corner to be removed and replaced. However, this pavement is within the front setback area. Instead of replacing the area with pavement for parking, it shall be replaced with additional lawn and landscaping, a walkway from the door to the sidewalk and to the existing pavement that continues around the building shall remain. 1D, although there is a note on the site plan indicating that no storage will be on the site, per a site inspection, materials were observed on the property. The bond from the last project for the cell tower was not released due to the site containing open storage. If there is to be storage on the property, it shall be part of the site plan approval. Past variances for open storage were obtained in 1999. 1E, the plan indicates the rear of the property to remain gravel. Include a note indicating the use of the gravel area of the property. A variance from the Zoning Board of Appeals may be required to retain the gravel area. 1F, provide dimensions for the 3 additional dumpsters. Include a note regarding the use of these dumpsters. Number 2, 2 landscape plans shall be provided indicating the following. A, the last approved site plan from 2013 included the planting of 4 arborvitaes in front of the cell tower area south side. Include these plantings on the site plan and landscape plan. 2B, indicate the southeast corner of the pavement area as new lawn and landscaping instead of new pavement per 1C of the recommendation. Condition number 3, the following ingress and egress documents shall be provided to the planning department. The petitioner shall provide a recorded document for ingress and egress with the owner of the property abutting to the west. This document shall be approved in draft format for content and form by the city attorney prior to it being recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds. A copy of the document shall be provided to the planning department. 3D, the petitioner shall provide a copy of the recorded 20-foot wide access ingress egress agreement between the property owner and the cell tower provider. Condition number 4, the following variance may need to be obtained from the zoning board of appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division, and that is to retain the gravel area in the rear of the property. If approved, the variance shall be added to the revised site plan. And condition number 5, a performance bond in the amount of $3,780 be posted according to the estimated cost of $126,000 by the petitioner. So with that, Mr. Chair, the recommendation is submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Worth. This is a public hearing. If anybody would like to speak on this item, please come forth. State your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes to speak. Seeing none, we'll turn over to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the site plan with the recommendations of staff.
Thank you, sir.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Duce, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. Any discussion?
Yes, yes, Mr. Chair. I have a question to the petitioner. So you mentioned that, so you are going to remove the truck well from the property, right?
Yes.
So are you going to change the business nature?
The business will still be the same as far as I know. It just that they currently don't use or need the truck well. You know, they would be better off without that for their operations.
So you're gonna handle the tools and everything different way, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Good. Yep, so I was there, but the gate was closed and I was not able to see the rear side of the building, you know. So, that's my question. Yes.
Anyone else have any questions? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Duze?
No, hold it. There's a motion by Commissioner Duce, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. Roll call.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes.
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Hawk?
Yes.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project, sir.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Item number 6E.
Item number 6E, site plan for the open storage of towed vehicles for towing company located on the northeast corner of Groesbeck Highway and Topher Road, 21730 Groesbeck Highway, Section 35, Nicholas Basand, sorry about that, Groesbeck Macomb Properties, Inc., Nicholas Basand, and Official Towing, Inc., PSP 250044. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Sorry for the delay. I know.
Well, the Lions are winning right now, so we're doing well. So,
Good job. All right.
for the record, my name is Nicholas Bashund. I represent the property owner and the current tenant, which is Official Towing. Official Towing is one of your current police towing companies for the city of Warren, where we tow abandoned vehicles, impounded vehicles, crash vehicles and we place them in this towing facility. And it has been a towing facility probably at least 30 years. Why am I here? Earlier this year, we have a standard, every couple of years, the building inspectors come out and look at our property to see what's going on with the property. And the building inspector noticed that barbed wire on one side had been added, I think about 4 years ago, because the other 3 sides of the towing facility already had barbed wire. So that somebody, one of my tenants or clients, put up barbed wire because they had people trying to break in to retrieve the cars. So they put that up. Fortunately, we didn't realize that that needs a variance and was a no-no. So, and then we added a gate to the back of our property to better access the storage capability of the property. That turned the building department to actually look at the history of this property and found that a site plan hadn't been issued for this property since 1965. That would be 60 years ago. And the site plan that was set in 1965 was much different than what present day is. So they suggested that we submit a new site plan. So I went to the architects and the surveyors, because I didn't even have a property survey for this property, and got all the property and the paperwork, and we've submitted it. And basically, we have submitted this site plan as basically what is as is with the property. We are not asking to do anything different with the building. We're not asking to do anything different with the current fencing or anything with the property. We'd like to make the property more better for the city of Warren, but we are a business that's operating. We have been operating, and the property is interesting based on the size and the shape of the parcel, and we appreciate being able to do work in the city of Warren, and we understand that having a tow lot can be interesting per se. I represent a lot of different tow lots, but at the same time, there are certain reasons why you have certain things on tow lots to continue, and how this lot actually functions very well. And I'll allow the planning department to give the recommendations, but I'd ask to be able to go through them after they're given, so that you can further have an understanding of what's going on this property, and see if we can come to a resolution to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Correspondence?
Correspondence, taxes, current, engineering. Preliminary review of this site indicates that Planning Commission approval should be contingent upon the petitioner's compliance with the following conditions. Number 1, all parking spaces need to be a hard surface such as concrete/HMA. Number 2, gravel parking, if allowed, shall require variance. 3, it appears that the area on Topher Road close to Groesbeck Highway is being used for ingress/egress. This should be eliminated unless it has approval from the city. 4, no and show mutual access agreement/easement with adjacent site to the north, if any, on plan. AT&T. AT&T does not object to the storage plan proposal. Comcast. In response to your utility request for the above project, Comcast has facilities in conflict. Please refer to the attached map for the location of Comcast CATV/fiber facilities. Aerial cables are highlighted in orange for fiber and yellow for coax cable. Underground is highlighted in blue for fiber and green for coax cable. If we can be of further assistance, please feel free to contact us by email at ccc.utilityrequest@teamsigma.com. MDOT. The property is on MDOT Road and a permit is required. Thank you, Mr.
Thanks, Madam Secretary. Planning Department's recommendation?
It is recommended that the site plan for open storage of towed vehicles and a new driveway to Topher Road be approved with the standard conditions of the Planning Commission, and more specifically, number 1, 5 copies of revised site plan shall be submitted indicating the following. 1A, update the zoning on the site plan as follows. M2, medium light industrial district. That's the north 87.78 feet. That's the side along Groesbeck Highway, and the north 75.4 feet. That's the east property line. The P parking district is the south 34.93 feet along Groesbeck Highway and 30 feet along the east property line. It's not a perfect square, as you can see in the the site plan, or a rectangle. 1B, a note shall be provided stating all outdoor retail sales of items shall be prohibited on the site. 1C, the site plan shall include the dimensions from the leading edge of the building to the front property line along Groesbeck Highway. 1D, indicate the location of the overhead doors and access doors on the site plan. 1E, the total amount of square footage of open storage and the type of vehicles to be stored in the tow yard shall be listed on the site plan. 1F, provide 4 parking spaces on the property, one of which shall be an accessible parking space, the van size, per ADA requirements. Indicate the location on the site plan. The parking spaces shall be provided with hard surfacing and indicated on the site plan. 1G, a note shall be provided stating all lighting on the site shall be shielded and not encroach upon abutting properties. The light fixtures, pole, and base shall be no higher than 20 feet as measured from the top of the light fixture to the bottom of the base at ground level. All glare shall be eliminated from all light fixtures. Upward directed lighting shall not be permitted. 1H, per a field check of the site, it was observed that some of the wires are hanging very low from the utility pole in Groesbeck Highway, right of way to the building. The one wire is lower than the top of the overhead door. Provide a note on the site plan that the safety issue will be resolved. I, the new driveway to Topher Road shall be constructed per the City of Warren engineering standards. It shall be hard surface with concrete curbing along the edges of the driveway to the approach. J, the existing driveway to Topher Road is poorly defined and shall meet the City of Warren engineering standards. It shall be hard surface with concrete curbing along the edges of the driveway to the approach. K, the front setbacks for this property are as follows. Groesbeck Highway 50 feet and Topher Road 25 feet. This area is to be used for landscaping purposes. However, as explained earlier in the finding, which is 5A3, the building setback was established prior to the 1960 zoning ordinance taking effect. There was, however, a site plan approved by the Planning Commission in 1965, which indicated a fully landscaped front setback area, as well as only one driveway to Groesbeck Highway. Planning is requesting a reduced landscaping plan from the original site plan. The landscape area will begin from the south edge of the driveway to Groesbeck Highway and continue 15 feet in width south and around the corner to the end at the west edge of the driveway to Topher Road. Within this area, plant 3 deciduous trees, such as eastern redbud or flowering dogwood. L, a note shall be provided stating the barbed wire and supports for barbed wire shall be removed from the top of the fence. M, a trash enclosure shall be provided on the site with the following note stating a trash enclosure measuring a minimum 10 feet by 10 feet shall be constructed of 6 foot high brick embossed poured concrete walls with 45-degree angle cap, have screen gates, and be placed upon a minimum 10 feet by 18 feet concrete pad that provides an 8 foot wide apron. Masonry blocks shall not be used as a construction material. However, if the trash dumpster remains within the storage yard, it would be shielded from the right-of-way and shall be indicated on the site plan if this is something the Planning Commission would be agreeable to. Number 2, the petitioner shall provide a recorded document for ingress, egress, and shared driveway with the owner of the property abutting to the north. That's 21740 Groesbeck Highway. This document shall be approved in draft format for form by the city attorney prior to it being recorded at the Macomb County Register of Deeds. A copy of the document shall be provided to the planning department. Number 3, the following variances may need to be obtained from the Zoning Board of Appeals prior to the release of the site plan to the building division. 3A, to exceed the maximum amount of allowable square footage of open storage, which is 2,440 square feet. 3B, to allow the open storage up to the front Topher Road property line would be required. 3C, to retain the gravel surface and the fenced area for the area used for the tow yard. 3D, to allow a 6 foot high fence along the Topher Road property line. If approved, the variances shall be added to the revised site plan. Number 4, a performance bond in the amount of $300 shall be posted according to the estimated cost of $10,000 by the petitioner. And the note states that the planning staff believes the proposed bond amount is too low, given the fact that driveway improvements and landscaping are part of the improvements. A new estimate shall be provided close to the $75,000, resulting in a bond of the amount of $2,250. And this ends the recommendation.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing, but I don't see anybody that wants to talk on this, but is there someone that want to talk on this item? Okay, so therefore I'm gonna turn it over to the commission.
Commissioner Chair, I make a motion to approve with discussion.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
There's a motion by Commissioner Holowati, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury for discussion. Go ahead.
To the petitioner, please.
Yes, Commissioner.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Once again, thank you for patience with us.
It's okay.
Okay, after hearing all these recommendations by our planning department here, do you have any questions or any problems with any of them?
Yeah, I have a couple of things that I'd like to clarify, and I think we can work together with the planning department.
Thank you, sir.
Number one, I think the 1A, I will be able to work out with the planning department regarding the zoning on the map, so that should be not an issue. The front of the property currently is a combination of gravel, concrete, and hard surface per se that is consistently redone almost every year when we bring in additional concrete asphalt millings or different gravel substances to hold. The reason we've had the front done that way is we are constantly having tow trucks that come in and out of that front area to load and unload vehicles. These tow trucks are not on Topher and they're not on Groesbeck. We try to keep them in front of the property. And when you're dealing with tow trucks, they're backing in, going out, backing in, going out. So having as much room possible and having it not delineated as to what spaces are has actually worked in our favor in making sure that this site works well for the constant traffic that you have when you could have a time where you have 4 tow trucks show up at once, or you might have 1 show up at once. Additionally, if you look back in 1965, when they did this site plan, I don't think they called for any parking because there's actually an old parking district that's actually along Topher in this area. And I was discussing this with the planning director before this, and that's something that we're kind of, it's an interesting scenario of how this lot had taken place. They were wondering why it's always gravel along Topher there, and it's not something that we were necessarily doing. That's actually been a parking district if you look back since 2009. So it's an interesting scenario. But when they do have an auction at that location, that is actually used for people to park at. Normally people don't really park for a long period of time at this location. So I'm kind of hesitant on actually marking and having 4 different spots for what's going on when there's a parking district right next door currently, even though that's still gravel also. I am aware that I'm gonna have to go to the board zoning appeals for the different variances. I wanted to see what this board and the planning department had to say about the site plan, because basically all I did was submit what we currently have in the site plan and trying to make it work. So we've been in business, we've been maintaining the building. I'd love to put some trees up front. I think it would be good to have some landscaping right up front, put a couple trees and put a little bit of a green belt. However, I don't know if the green belt that they're talking about, that the planning department has stated, going all the way to the entranceway on Groesbeck, will work with how people currently get into the lot. So that concerns me a little bit in regards to there. The trash dumpster, I understand if we keep the dumpster inside the storage area where we do keep them, we won't need a trash enclosure. I thank the planning department for that. We always keep our trash inside. There's never anything outside. The biggest concern that I have is how we look at the entranceways using Topher and this parking area that is designated there. We have used it to where there's an entranceway that has been going off the property onto Topher. It helps when people are picking up cars that they can go one way and the other way. How you define where that entranceway is with the curbing. There is a curb that goes, but then there's no curbing the rest of Topher. And I don't know how far out from my property, because I technically don't, this isn't our right-of-way that's there. It's actually a separate parcel that's indicated on the zoning map. So that was my concern with how this parking area and the use of being able to get at Topher. The bottom line is we want to work with the city. We work with the city every day. We work with the police department every day. We want to make sure this location is secure, and so that the cars, when they have to be impounded, that no one's getting into them. And that was our main goal, was to satisfy the building department. And they said, why don't we do a new site plan? And that's why we're here. So I understand that everything would be great to be brand new pavement and brand new curbing and everything, but I would ask that the board to give us some leniency in regards to that and to the recommendations. I don't know if that answers your question or not. So
Yes, it does, sir. Thank you.
Kind of a
I yield
long-winded
the
one.
floor.
Anyone else have any discussion? Good evening, sir. The comment on the recommendation about the low hanging wires, I went by and looked at those. They look like the old telephone wires, so they look like they go to a box on the pole and go to a box on the building. So those are telephone wires, so I don't think there's any safety issues as far as electrical things going on with that.
No, I don't believe they're electric in any way. The electric comes from the side off Topher.
That looks like it was, in the
Probably.
past, they had telephone wires that were hanging going.
That or
across. The
Comcast.
one wire you see going in front of the door there
Yeah.
on the picture?
Yes, I see
believe
that.
that's the old telephone line wire.
I can see if we can get that removed. If we don't need it there, I'm gonna get it removed.
No, it didn't look like it was doing anything, it was hanging.
Yeah.
I noticed there was a gate on the side, on the Topher side,
Yes.
but when I pulled my truck there and tried to look over the fence, there's cars all along that gate, so I don't know how you get any inner access to Topher Road from that gate with all the cars that were in there.
The gate rolls.
Huh?
The gate is a rolling gate.
Oh, okay, so it rolls?
So it rolls. The idea was not to have a gate that opens or goes this way. It rolls and opens so that you're able to maximize the amount of storage that's able to be done. Because when you're a police tower, you never know how many cars are actually going to stay on your lot. Sometimes they always remove immediately. Sometimes they go and they stay a year. And so you kind of have to balance this to be able to shift cars around. So if we don't have to move 10 cars out to get at a car, it's better to have 2 different places to be able to get at the cars. And that's what we have found with this lot, because it's not a perfect square. You have an interesting building that I didn't create, that you didn't create, that's been there for probably 70, 80 years.
Okay.
So that's why that's there.
All right. Very good, sir. Well, thank you. That was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury. Roll call.
Commissioner Halawadi?
Yes to approve?
Commissioner Chowdhury?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Duze?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Hong?
Yes to approve.
Commissioner Mori votes yes. Commissioner Smith?
Yes to approve. Good luck with your project, sir, and hope you get everything worked out to your satisfaction.
Thank you.
Sorry
Appreciate
for
it.
the delay.
Yep. It's okay. Thank you.
And thanks for the Lions report.
It's halftime, it was 14-3.
All right.
What?
All right. Item number 7A.
Item number 7A, site plan for religious facility, Landmark Church, located on the northwest corner of Mile and 13 Mile Roads, 5717 13 Mile Road, Section 5, Paul Risky and Spartan Real Estate, 13 Mile and Mount LLC, Nick Shango, PSP 230020, approved on October 16, 2023, conditions never completed, expired on October 16, 2025.
I need a motion for expired site plan.
Commissioner, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Chair, I make a motion to recognize the expired site plan.
Support Commissioner Chowdhury.
That was a motion by Commissioner Halawadi, supported by Commissioner Chowdhury, to recognize the expired site plan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7B,
Item number 7B, site plan for open storage of fencing materials located on the east side of Ryan Road, approximately 1,044.5 feet south of 9 Mile Road, 22586 Ryan Road, Section 32, Mark Royer and National Construction Rentals. James Moonham, 3901 East 10th Avenue, LLC, PSP 250041. Email from the petitioner containing scheduling details for the meeting the Planning Commission requested that the petitioner have with the neighboring residents. Thank you.
I need a motion to receive and file this with discussion.
Motion to receive and file, Commissioner Chowdhury.
I second, Commissioner Holowati.
There's a motion by Commissioner Chowdhury, supported by Mr. Holowati. The only discussion I have on this is we got a letter from them. They set up a meeting with the residents on October 29th at the library there on across from Fitzgerald High School from 6 o'clock to 7:30 in the evening, and then they can come back to bring the item back to us with their discussion with the neighbors on November 17th. So I want to receive and file that information.
I make a motion to receive and file, Commissioner Holowati.
The motion is.
Well, Commissioner Chowdhury made the motion.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Support. Commissioner Chowdhury.
Okay.
Receive and file.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 8, old business, seeing none. Number 9, no bond releases, seeing none. Number 10, citizen participation. Anyone like to speak, come up and state their name and address for the record. Seeing none. Item number 12, Planning Commission business. 12A, Planning Director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This just the amount of different things that I've done the last 2 weeks, so to speak, every time I report these things. But first of all, 2 weeks ago was our last meeting with the Active Mobility Plan, the presentation at that time, and of course, there was a public hearing this time, and we voted on that. On October 8th, there was a meeting with the acting city attorney and the BTRC zoning district having to do with General Motors, and we're actually getting close to putting that together and adding a new zone to our zoning ordinance. So it's coming along. On the 14th, we had a conversation with Mr. Bomarito about the Van Dyke Corridor study. I believe on the 27th, that'll be a meeting of the whole, and there'll be a committee meeting of the whole to discuss the study. It's been been postponed by the city council for over a year. We're trying to see if we can get some movement on why it's still just sitting there. So we were discussing how to approach that meeting with the city council members. On the 15th, our staff had a discussion talking about the budget for next year. Kind of interesting. We have a lot of ideas that we'll run past you guys and see how that works out. On the 17th, we looked at the existing used car lot on the corner of 12 Mile and DeQuinder, and had a discussion with the owner of that. He's adamant, he wants to come forward no matter what with the site plan on that corner. He's actually lost half of the area to sell vehicles. But it doesn't matter, he's still, no matter what. So there was a discussion about it. In the end, I told him to bring forth the site plan so that we could look at it, see how many variances are gonna affect them. I don't think that this plan is gonna go anywhere, frankly, due to the fact that there's so many variances. So, so we talked about that, and I just talked about the committee of the whole meeting, and other than that, just working on the findings. So, if you have any questions for me?
Thank you, Mr. Worth. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Worth?
Mr. Chair, I do have one question. I know we had been discussing having a meeting with the ZBA. Have they ever came forward yet about a response to that letter?
To my knowledge, we haven't received any communication from the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Okay. Like we stated, we thought it was a good idea, but I'm wondering what they thought, if we got any feedback.
They haven't given us their thoughts yet.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
I have a question. So, you said you had a meeting with 12 and DeQuinder used car owner, right?
Yes.
So they are going to submit a new plan?
They'll need a new plan. Their site is half the size that it is.
Because of the sidewalk issues?
Well, there's the right-of-way issue that has changed also, changed the size of the site. And the new gas station that's gonna go in behind it is an issue also. He wants to, with the site plan, he wants to expand, well, let me back up here, where the property line runs through the site, splitting it in half. It also basically split the building in half. Never seen that happen before, but it has happened. So the building will be cut in half, and then they're gonna add some more to the front of it. So there'll be enough room for an office, probably a restroom in there, something like that. But it's very, very small. Everything is now very small. They'll have a driveway to DeQuinder, and that's it. On that area along 12 Mile, a new sidewalk will be put in, and the area between the sidewalk and the street curb, which is now used for parking of vehicles, will be turned into grass, landscaping, probably some trees. We haven't talked specifically about those items yet, but that's why I indicated to the owner he needs to provide us with a real site plan now. I don't know how many times we've talked to him. Probably 8 times, it seems. So we're, you know.
So he will not able to put any cars by the sidewalk and the street, right? According to the new site plan. So he can block the views.
Excuse me?
I'm saying, like, after submitting the new plan, according to the new plan, so he will not, the placing his car, those are displaying between the sidewalk and street.
That
it will be eliminated, right?
They can't do that.
He can't do that.
That is not permitted in a right-of-way, no.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Duzey?
Can't help myself. Ron, has there been any discussion about making a right turn lane into northbound DeQuinder from westbound 12 Mile Road with him?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I've talked about it, I've mentioned it to the Macomb County Roads,
Right,
but nothing
nothing yet.
that they're, yeah.
Fair enough.
Without saying anything. No, there's nothing, no thought process on that. You've got a huge power pole that's right on the corner.
I know.
That probably would have to be moved, and it's not cheap to move those
No.
power poles with
No.
all the wires and all that stuff, so.
Fair enough. Thank you, sir.
You're
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Duzay. Anyone else have anything to say? Thank you, Mr. Worth, for all your
Thank you.
direction. Item number 12B, Planning Commission, discussion and concerns. Anyone have anything? No? Item 13, calendar pending matters, seeing none. Item number 14, a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
As a motion by Commissioner Duzay, supported by
Commissioner Chair, Holowati?
Alawadi. All in favor? Aye. Have a good evening. Enjoy
Go
what's left-
Lions.
Enjoy what's left.